Welcome back to another video. Today is Monday. It's y'all's favorite video. At least I think it is. So a weekly update of what's going on in the world of Depin projects. As if I know. But anyway, all jokes aside. We're gonna go over our projects like we normally do. See what's going on with them. If there's any news coming up. Any new projects on the horizon? What new am I messing with? And that kind of stuff like that. Anybody who does like the GrumpyDad YouTube page hat, I think I'm gonna get the page part changed to YouTube channel. But y'all stay tuned. At some point, I'm gonna start doing either a giveaway for these or some kind of discount code. If anybody wants to buy one, I'm working that out now with the person who made these. But I'd like to do maybe a couple of giveaways just so I can kind of get it out there. A little advertising, I guess you could say. But one thing about this channel is y'all know that I don't have any kind of, everything that we talk about is my own opinion. I had somebody ask me about this a while back. As of right now, I am not compensated by anybody. Any of these projects that we discuss is my opinion only. I'm not paid by him. I'm not being compensated by him or anything like that. So, you know, we got some new projects we're talking about also. You know, one that I'm kind of excited about just because it's something fun to do, not being compensated by him. So that's one thing I kind of wanted to get across. But let's get started. What's going on in the crypto world? What's going on? What we've been working on and what's going on with these projects. So let's get started. So before we get started, like whenever I hit any other milestone, I want to take time to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel, anybody who may want to subscribe to the channel. But over the weekend, I hit 18,000 subscribers. I can't thank y'all enough. I say it every time like a broken record. I'm sorry, but I can't believe that I have more than 100 viewers. You know, I do have some people complain from other projects that I'm so negative. Why am I so negative? People don't like negativity, but yet here I am with 18,000 subscribers. I try to say that it's not that I'm negative, I'm just truthful. And when I'm negative, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be. I just try to the truth. And I think some of this comes from in years past when I'd watch YouTube videos, even if it wasn't crypto related, but majority of crypto related. You just couldn't see through the BS sometimes when people acted like they were so in love with a project and you found out it's because they were getting compensated, they weren't being truthful, or, you know, BitBoy Crypto telling everybody, go get this new coin. This is the new latest and greatest coin. Hurry up and get this coin. But then in the background, he's selling it. And the difference is I'm upfront with y'all and I'm telling y'all, everything we talk about, I'm selling. I've made that no secret. If you haven't seen my Saturday video, I'll make it very, very clear what my plan is for this bull cycle. The whole diamond hands thing, like I've told y'all many times on this channel, is over with. And also, you can also check out my other video I posted on my other channel Sunday when I went fishing down in Grand Isle, and I test the old adage, is a bad day fishing better than any day at work? And it wasn't the greatest fishing experience I've had in a while, but hey, it was cool to get out and wet some lines. So you can go check that out at the Grumpy Dad Outdoors. There is a link in the description below of this channel. It is really struggling. You know, while I've hit 18,000 subscribers in this channel, this one's got 24. So it's got a little mixture of everything, some hunting, some fishing, some ham radio stuff. So if y'all can, please check the link out below and hit that. Help me out, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. So what has happened since our last video? The Bitcoin chart's trying to make me look like a fool. Hey, I've said before, I don't know TA. Y'all don't come to me for TA. I just kind of look at it as it seems. In the Bitcoin charts are trying to make me look like a fool. I'm trying not to take it personal, but they're making me look like a fool. Since last Monday, you had Bitcoin at 57, 58,000. You've had a pretty decent increase, 63,000. So we have watched the market overall go up. We're looking at about a 10% increase in Bitcoin since last Monday. So we like to look at that because when we start looking at some of our passive income projects, we hope to see about a 10% increase because like we talk about, if y'all caught my Saturday video, so I mentioned in my Sunday video that I watched a full episode. I call it episode because it's like a comedic series sometimes of Alex Becker. Hey, I like him. And if you didn't catch this video, I would suggest everybody try to go watch it. He does do some outlandish things in the beginning, but when he gets down to it, he has called some pretty good alts and some pretty good, as you can see here, some pretty good AI coins and gaming coins. I'll leave a link for anybody who might be interested in watching this. But one thing he does talk about is that majority of your altcoins are going to follow what Bitcoin's doing. Yes, you do have some coins, tokens that don't really sometimes go with Bitcoin. I'll give you a perfect example is Helium. Back when Bitcoin was doing this drop back here, Helium was going up. And then now that you have Bitcoin going up, you have Helium dropping. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But again, Bitcoin's up 10%. We're hoping to see majority of our projects going up 10%. Even following that, you've had Ethereum that went up. Ethereum at our last video was $2,200. It was up to $2,700 a little earlier today, back to $2,647. Solana, y'all know I'm a huge fan of. We even have one project that we're going to discuss that has chosen Solana as its blockchain. So despite what people want to think about it and hate on it, I've been telling y'all, when it's in this 120 range down here, not financial advice, but Grumpy is buying, and buying, DCAing in, only money that I can afford to lose. I want to say that also. That came up again recently in a video. Don't be taking the loans out. Don't be going, use your kids' inheritance. Don't be mortgaging your house off. But 120 up to 143. At one point it was $151. So Solana, I talked about in the video yesterday. Even Alex Becker, he's using numbers like $1,000 this bull run. I'm not saying that. Don't quote me as saying that. But I've always said $600 to $800. I could see it. That's why a lot of my HNT and IoT, I've been putting into Solana. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And even AVAX. He's really big on AVAX. AVAX was at $23 when we did our video, up to 27. At one time it was at 28, even hit 29 at one point. So that's our main coins that we really like. I really want to get out and go push Atom. I don't know what's going on with him. I know George has talked about what's going on with the tokenomics. I don't know, but when you look at where look at where this was in the last bull market, and this is just crazy. I don't know what's going on with it. I know they're talking about some tokenomic issues or something like that, but you're down 91%. That's like a 10x or something like that. If you know, whatever you put in here, it's at 450 now, could go back up to $45. That's crazy. Another one I like, I've told you all about Vet. Vet's another one that was at 20 something cents in the last bull run. It's at 2 now. I told y'all, when it gets around 2 cents, especially if it goes a little bit under 2 cents, I'm also buying a mess load of Vet. DCA and financially responsible. I'm gonna say that. I don't want somebody to tell me that, hey, I went and sold my house and put it all in Vet. That's not what I'm saying. But another one I really like is Vet has projects growing on it. It's like Atom. There's plenty of projects that are using it. But Vitho is the gas token for Vet. And what I like about Exodus is Exodus has like a 1 or 2%, staking for Vet, and you make that back in Vitho. So I hold a pretty good amount of Vitho. At one time, Vitho was at 7 cents. No, I'm sorry. It was way higher than that. Here we go. It was at 2, almost 3 cents. And today it's at 0.002. So I'm telling y'all, I have a lot of overtime that's coming up. And I'm thinking about even doing a separate video, which I never ever do. That's why I'm scared to do it. But a separate video on strictly, and hey, what am I DCAing this week? I have a lot of overtime. I don't want to say how much it was because I don't want to get in trouble for putting my financial business out there. But a lot of overtime from the recent hurricane. And I'm probably going to DCA into some Vito. Probably a pretty decent amount just because of the potential of what it could get back to when right now it's at 0.002 cents. You know, and that, as you can see, is while some people, even Alex Becker is going to tell you, you know, if you want to make some kind of crazy things like that, like me talking about going into Vito, he's going to tell you, go find some bottom AI token or gaming token that has a potential of 1,000x or something like that. Me, I'm just, I guess maybe because I'm older, I just like the more safer bets as far as my tokens are concerned when I'm DCAing like that. When I talk about DCAing into Solana and AVAX and to VET, that you know that they got very good projects building on them. Hey, they might not have these exponential gains next bull run, but we know that they got projects building on them. So we know they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So, all right, let's get started into some of our projects. All right, so when we get started on this, one thing I want to discuss just real quick is Voscoin YouTube channel. Again, he's another channel that I know some of y'all are very opinionated about. Some of them like him, some of them don't care for him. I personally have no issues with him. I cut my teeth in crypto with mining because of the computer stuff I normally do. And it was his channel that got me started on GPU mining. I had several 1080p or 1080 GPUs mining Ethereum at the time. Was doing very well, $20-something a day even at one point. And then I sold them for sold each one for what I paid for all 4 of them in the beginning. That's how crazy that GPU thing went during COVID and all that. But anyway, but I've learned some stuff with him. I even got Litecoin ASICs, Xenon, the ASIC, just because of what his videos were. I've learned from him. I also learned as a YouTube channel not to shield some crazy crud that it shouldn't be followed. Anyway, he releases a video talking about how much he's making with a Dogecoin miner. And again, I'm going to show you this, but this is not, please don't attack the man. I still respect him. He has a full ASIC mining farm in his backyard with these boxes that he got. The man's a hustler. He hustles. He is not lazy. He's not here to shill people, despite what some people think. So please, I don't mean any disrespect for this. I'm just trying to show you the example of what he's doing compared to what we're doing with some of our Depin devices. Now, he was into helium real big at 1.2, and he got screwed like the rest of us. So, you know, you look at this with this click title, earning $20,000 a year mining Dogecoin. But the thing about these ASICs is, and I'm gonna say that because I had ASICs, but yeah, you might be doing $14 a day, but this miner's like 10 grand. I mean, who's gonna buy these miners? Now, what he is saying is that some of these miners, for what you paid for them back then, should be in the green by now because they like with the Litecoin, Dogecoin, the script miners and stuff like that. But still, you look at what they want for these ASICs. They have ASICs now going for 20 and 25 grand. And yes, you're going to make $50 a day or whatever they do, but for how long? Because as that difficulty gets stronger or gets harder, the profitability goes down. Then the next thing you know, Bitmain's got another one coming out that they want you to do. Another thing he's talking about is how profitability went down because of the Bitcoin halving recently. So when you look at what we're doing with our projects, now some of our projects, while yes, you have a GEODNET device that costs $600-something a piece, or a WeatherXm that might cost, I forget what they are now, $200, $300 a piece. Even when you go to CHIRP for like $800 a piece, that's still fraction compared to what some of these people want for ASICs. And depending on how the project goes, you might be making maybe not $50 a day, but you're going to make what he's making with some of these L7s. So, they were making that kind of money with DIMO when it first came out, and HIVEMAPPER when they first came out. Just like everything else, it's good to be early. So let's get started with some of these projects. So one thing you notice is that some of these prices of the current crypto coin price has gone up pretty well. And with that makes our profitability go up and what we're making daily. So we'll talk about GEODNET first. And GEODNET has its partnership with Wingbits going on, but GeoNet's also still doing their own thing. But that coin has really gone up, and it's doing very well. So you're talking about a 31%. Remember, Bitcoin was only 10%. A 31% in 7 days. So last week when we talked about it, this was 17 cents, and you look at where it's at now. It's 22, almost 23 cents. It was actually at 23 cents earlier today, 23.5 cents. So it is doing very well. So if it could keep this going up like this, it's been doing very well. For the month, it's up 64%. Now, GeoDNet a while back had this good increase in price. Then it kind of came down, but it had a good increase when other projects were going down, and that helped with the lure of GeoDNet also. But you have GeoDNet now that's going up again. But over the month, 63% is very healthy. It's a very good thing. Another update that they recently released 3 days ago was that another 200,000 Geo tokens were burned. This might be on me, and I apologize. I don't know exactly what the burn schedule is, if it's a certain point that it's reached or what, but at one time they weren't burning 200,000. They're burning 200,000 Geo tokens now. So they've burnt 7.6 million tokens already. Luna Classic needs to learn a lesson from this one. But y'all know that causes scarcity. So it's deflationary. This is a great thing. So I'm just scrolling back. 15 days ago was a previous burn for 200,000. And then I got to see, I'm just see if I can find real quick when another one was. Another 200,000, August 28th. So that was 10 days before that. And then 200,000 before that. So as you can see, I mean, they're burning. And as this says on the bottom, is that more revenue is more burned tokens. So they're taking their revenue that they get from customers and they're burning tokens. Wingbits is following the same thing. I've told you that before, and that's one reason why I like Wingbits. And we talk about that in some projects. The next project started doing this, and we're going to show you what the result is when you take your revenue and you burn or you buy tokens, you inject liquidity instead of just sitting back on it. Some of these projects we discussed that's been in a straight free fall, and you find out they're not doing that kind of stuff. So that's one thing I do like about these projects is when they're reinvesting that to help the miners out, the community out, that's got them there to where they are now. We discuss it like Helium. Helium is a great, great network. I have no problem with Helium. You have DIMO and these other projects using it, and it works. I just think they screwed over the miners that got them to the point. They went to 5G, and the IoT side of it's like, yeah, y'all go over there and play with yourselves, in y'all's own little corner over there, and don't worry about what we're doing over here at the big girl table. So I don't like seeing that. Here, GeoDNet's taking care of the people that take care of them. All right, moving on. Y'all not gonna have to wait long for my rant this week, because this is it. If y'all have followed me for months back, especially when I first got this WeatherXm piece of plastic, I've told y'all many times I'm very worried about the quality of the product. I've told y'all before, so if y'all have heard this 100 times before, I'm sorry, but for the new people, I own Davis weather stations also. I use Davis weather stations at work. When it counts, these things have lasted through hurricanes with 100+ mile-an-hour winds. My one at home has now lasted through 3 major hurricanes: Katrina, Isaac, Ida, 4 if you want to include that blowhard we had 2 weeks ago that put 65-mile-an-hour winds on it. It survived falls off the pole because the whole pole snapped, and it's still going on the Davis. WeatherXm, I could feel it that it was not gonna, it's not that it wasn't gonna make it. Well, what I've learned now is that I was getting 3.2 WXM plus the bonus. I'm now down to 0.285, including my bonus. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. I'm going to try to show this, but I know it's not going to go through because of the green screen. But it says, basically, I'll read it to you. It says, some issues prevent your station from getting the full rewards. View reward details to identify and fix your problems. It's a sensor issue. Your station's losing rewards because several data packets failed our quality checks. This may be related to sensor problems. Ladies and gentlemen, please explain to me how the sensors that are inside that station are my problem. If you put crap sensors in them, that's not on me. I can't go in there with my little trusty screwdriver. Thought I had a screwdriver here. Here, look at my little tool screwdriver right here. I can't go in there and fix the sensors. That's not on me. Now, if you tell me it's because of my Wi-Fi, which I'll argue that also, but until this point, it was that my Wi-Fi wasn't stable or whatever like that, even though I've never touched the thing. But now I'm getting hurt because another thing is this thing during the entire hurricane that was here, when we got 5 to 7 inches, something like that, depending on what side of the parish you're on where I'm at, this thing measured 0 rain. How is that on me? What did I do to this thing that's been up there, sitting up there, not touched in 6 months? That's not on me. Apparently, y'all use cheap quality construction equipment, parts, plastic, whatever you want to call it. And that's not on me, but you're going to punish me now because of this thing. So what am I supposed to do about it? So I'll be contacting them and asking them what they want me to do about it. But, you know, if they say I got to pay for something, I'm going to lose it. You're going to see a full video on what I really think about WeatherXm. And y'all know what kind of video that's going to be. Not that I'm trying to threaten them like I'm something special, because, you know, I might have 18,000 subscribers, but 100 people are going to watch the video, and I might not get that. So I'm not trying to threaten. I'm just telling you, I'm going to be honest. This is my review of WeatherXm. After 6 months, now I got sensor problems, and y'all are faulting me for sensor problems that are sensors that are built into this thing. You know, it tells me that, well, you can try to reset by removing the batteries, cover the solar panel, wait 48 hours for the, so I got to wait 48 hours for the stored power to fully drain, which means I'm going to go 2 to 3 days with no rewards. Yeah, that sounds right. You know, I'm beside myself on this, only because I hate to beat the dead horse. I apologize, but I have spoken about, I can feel this thing when I'm trying to put it together. The thing is like crumpling, like it's falling apart, like it's separating. I could tell from the day I installed it that this was going to be worthless piece of plastic. And here we go. We didn't even make it a year. I don't think we made it 6 months. I might have to go back. I want to go back and find exactly when I installed this. But I'm not happy, if y'all can't tell, with WeatherXm. So WeatherXm, while they're at it, they're going to keep on. Again, I know I'm always negative. I apologize, but hey, y'all come to used to that. I guess I always read changes as a negative thing. And look, if there's a way that y'all want to spin this positive, this part of it, please, y'all feel free to try it. But they want to adjust the GPS locations to reduce unnecessary penalties for operators. Basically, I take this as it aims to minimize undue penalization for minor disruptions or maintenance, increasing the GPS requirement to once every 3 days. To me, one of the things that we've always seen with a lot of these projects is, and even Wingbits is going to it now, is some type of GPS collaboration, or meaning, you know, confirming everything with GPS so that there's not gaming going on. Why would you relax that? You know, am I missing something here? To me, all this is we're trying to get more people involved, and we're willing to shove some GPSs closest to each other, or if you want to try to move it or something, we're not going to hurt you for it. I don't know. So just to show you I can talk positive about some things, let's talk about a positive with WeatherXm. We announced last week that WeatherXm was going to start doing daily purchasing, liquidity injections, $4,000 a day. And now you can actually see what happens when there is some type of buying or burning mechanism. You can see how this was on basically a straight downward spiral since July when it was basically introduced. And now when this was announced, you can see the price increase, and you can see what's happening to this ever since they started this purchasing. The price is steadily going up. So it went from 36 cents to 43 cents. Now, WeatherXM still not on CoinMarketCap, which I have an issue with. Y'all know how I feel about this. Any project that wants to be legitimate, that you have to get certified by CoinMarketCap. It is on CoinGecko, and you can see how I don't like how CoinGecko only shows you this for 24 hours, even if you adjust it here. But you can see it went from 36 cents up to 44 cents. So it shows you what purchasing will do. This was the announcement last week. We went over it, but just to kind of remind you, the WeatherXm started $4,000 of WXM will be bought daily for 43 days. So what you just saw is going on for another 43 days. They purchased WXM and it'll be paired with 4,000 in ETH and added back to Uniswap pool. The 344,000 initiative is funded by recent onboarding fees to significantly boost the liquidity and support a healthy ecosystem. Just like GEODNET, the way they're burning, they're taking that money that they have gotten from fees or data usage or anything, and they're putting that back in the project. So I will have to give credit where credit is due, that WeatherXm, this is kind of saving them right now of this downward spiral they had on their token price. So, hey, for 43 days, it should be going on for another 36 days. I think that's going to be good. So we're going to go back into now NATIX. So I'm going to go from one rant to the other. Not really. I kind of got it all out last week with NATIX. Again, I don't like this whole, you don't get paid with your NATIX until the end of the month. It all matters on what you rank. Because to me, it just always helps out the Uber drivers, if that makes sense. Across the road truckers and stuff like that, that can constantly run this thing to get it ranked higher. Why not just pay us in NATIX for what we drove today? Either way, you still will have your drivers that drive every day, all day, will still get the most NATIX, so they'll still benefit from it. You know, I don't know if this is just a way for them to control what's being rewarded in NATIX, because they have a one set amount each month, and then that gets broken down per ranking. I just don't care for it. I don't care for the fact that there's no HODL bonus right now, or if there'll ever be again, because what's my incentive for HODLing? One thing I will say good about NATIX that I've never really discussed before is, because somebody was asking me about it, NATIX can be used as a dash camera. I use mine as a dash camera. I don't have a dash camera. So when I set it up at the beginning of my day, when I'm going to drive somewhere, I'm enabling dash camera. So therefore, if something happens, as long as you can remember, there's a button to press for the last 30 seconds or 60 seconds or something like that. And you can press that and it saves it to your phone. So if something, God forbid, happens to y'all, or y'all witness a UFO crash or landing or something like that, and it's caught in front of the car somewhere, you can hit that. So that is a good thing about NATIX, that you can use it for that. I don't know if I should be mentioning this or not, because I also have a discount code for the Soarchain, but in the NATIX store, there is a flash deal for Soarchains. This also says it was only for 24 hours, and it was 3 days ago, so maybe not. Moving on, let's go. Helium. Just chugging along, same thing. I got one station I think's offline from the hurricane. Haven't had a chance to really mess with it. My rewards are actually still staying about the same, so apparently something is going on that I'm still averaging about 6,200 a day, give or take. It might be a little more, a little less. The price, though, has not really moved at all. So, and when I say it hasn't really moved at all, it hasn't really moved at all. You know, in 7 days, 4%, but it's still at 0.00122 and 0.00128. That's not hardly anything. Hey, I'll take it. When you compare it for the month, 8%, still about the same thing. I have no problem with it being a stable coin like this, because I'd rather do this than go down like this. You know, we talk about Helium on this channel because a lot of y'all came from Helium, me included, and we always want to know what's going on with that. Helium has had some good price increases lately, but it has kind of cooled off. It's up 4% in 7 days, which really isn't much because it was $7, now it's $7.40. So hey, it is a little bit of an increase. When you look at for the month, it's still up 13% for the month. So, you know, I'd much rather see this increase. When you look at a year ago, it was $1.45, and it's up 400% in a year. And we're not even in the bull market yet. So I do tell y'all that when every day when I get this, every day I download my IoT. I tell you all the time, like a broken record, I'm sorry, but when I'm playing Call of Duty, something makes me think about it. 10 p.m. my time, 11 p.m. my time, I go on my app and I suck in all my IoT from all my stations. About 6,000, 6,500, somewhere in between all that. And normally I convert it to Solana. I would say 5 out of 7 days of the week I'm converting it to Solana because I'm trying to stack as much Solana as I can. I've told you that, including DCAing and buying it. That's how I feel about Solana right now. What I'll do the other day or two of the week is I have actually been purchasing a little bit of HNT because I just think if HNT can rise like this now, it's still a good project. You still have the cell phones out there. You got a new Solana cell phone around the corner sometime next year coming. I don't see HNT going anywhere or going away. So, hey, you know, at one time it was $40, $50 a coin. If it's at 7 now and, you know, this goes to 35, that's still 5 from here, 5x. I can take that. So I will convert some Solana, some IoT to HNT once or twice a week. When I think about it, the majority of it does go to Solana because right now that's $7 a day I'm buying of Solana, which doesn't sound much, but if I just buy that for 20 days out the month, that's $140 worth of Solana I bought for that month. So, you know, that's one full Solana token. It adds up. Moving on to DIMO. DIMO, I'm making 32 cents a day right now. I'm at $316, so I'm still ROI on my device. If y'all have watched this channel at all for a while or not, for a while, I couldn't get even ROI on an $89 device. So for the last 2 weeks, I think I've been ROI'd. That price also has gone up a little bit, but nothing completely crazy. So you're looking at about 2% increase in a week. So it's basically held at this 16 cents. Again, I'd rather this than going down. You're up 10% for the month. It was at 15 cents to 17 cents, 16.8 or 16.8, whatever you want to call it. So I have no problem with what this is doing right now. So I have 3 devices. I'm making 13 DIMO a week per device. Like I said, that ends up being, I have to say that this 41 has been 41 for a while. So even though you have more devices coming online, it has been kind of holding steady. I say it every week, but for those people who are new, DIMO is one of the easiest projects to run. Once you get it synced with your car, you never have to mess with it. Now, my wife's car, for some reason, it has a firmware update. By the time I get home, after doing everything I do for the day, I don't think about going into the car and updating it. But I'm still getting rewards for it. Eventually, I'm going to have to get in there to update it. But other than that, they can just use their vehicles all they want, and they don't have to mess with it, unlike some of these other projects. So that is a good thing about it. As far as announcements, it's hard for a project that once it hits mainnet to be given a lot of these exciting updates because they're on mainnet. But, you know, DIMO's got a couple of things, but nothing really crazy. You know, Polygon published something in celebration of the network hitting 100,000 vehicles. Latest engineering for DIMO YouTube channel, geolocation accuracy, but nothing really big announcements. It just works and it just works. Our next project, Entropy. If you've seen anything from me in the last week, I've mentioned Entropy in all my videos. I've never come across a project where I'm at a loss for words. Y'all know me. It's hard for me to be at a loss for words. Entropy makes me realize how old I am. I know this can be hard to explain, but I can't even explain it. It's weird. This has the capability of making me some very good money, but it's hard to separate what's the practical jokes from the real stuff. I love their Discord. I love their Discord. It's a lot of joking in there. They joke that miners eat first. They joke that you're really not mining. You're mining nothing. What's cool about it is the device to mine with is $15. Is it hard to set up? Not really, but it takes a little bit of technical know-how. But if you can set up your own Wingbits device or some of these other devices, I think you can get this. I am planning on doing a full breakdown video on it. I just don't know how to describe it because I know how some of y'all are. And Entropy, it says miners eat first. And what does that mean? That means that you're mining a meme token. They say meme stands for massively and exclusively miner engaging. Entropy is the perfect Depin. It's ambiguous utility, centralized Oracle it's people-owned, miner focus, which means it has no VC allocation, no founder allocation, no airdrops, perfect product market fit, meaning that with some projects, you have to split, you know, as the tokenomics come in, you split it with founders, you split it with some of the first investors, you split it with this group, and then some people who are not even really involved in the project get airdropped. That's not what this is. Miners get everything. It's got a 55.5 billion max supply, a 1-year halving cycle, 2.3% platform fee on claims, and requires hardware to mine. Unclaimed tokens get burned. So the way they have this set up is that this device, you don't have to really maintain it. You set it up and you kind of put it over there in the corner. However, they want to make sure you don't forget about them. So at the very least, every 7 days, you have to come to this claim. And I went to Phantom, created a 5th or 6th account. That's what I like about Phantom. You can just keep creating Solana accounts, different wallets for all these different projects that are on Solana now, because there's so many on Solana. Hint, hint. Why I'm so big into it and I buy so much of it. You hit claim, and then your tokens move from your miner to your dashboard to your wallet. If you don't do it, you got to think of this as 7 days, a rolling 7 days. So on the 8th day, your first day, that gets burned. And it's a way to keep, they got some big burns on this. So it might be a 55.8 billion max supply, but they're burning. So, and then as each day goes that you forget to claim, on the 9th day, that means the 2nd day is burned. hey, they're doing it differently. And trying to explain that to some people who feel like they just have to make everything in the project and they're doing it for the money and stuff like that, like I've seen and people have discussed with me in other projects, they're not going to like this. That's not for you. You're allowed to have one device. To get into the project, you have to dig a hole, which is a worthless hole. Basically, you go in your backyard, you dig a hole, you put your Twitter name on it, handle on it, you throw that in the hole, you take a picture of it, you send it to the Twitter, you tag 2 friends, and then you join a Discord, and when they feel that you're worthy enough, you get a script to run on that miner that I told you to buy. And everybody gets, so far, gets 1. If you go and you ask for a second one, you get booted. If, you go in there and make unnecessary claims or, cause problems, you're booted. If you try to use a secret Discord or secondary Discord or second account somewhere to try to get a second account to mine this, you get booted. There's even a wall of shame. But it's just different. I don't know why I like this project so much, but it's different. So they do have their own Twitter. This is a fairly new token. So you can see that, it's only been around since September 11th, maybe, as you can see on here. Price action, it was all the way down to 0.0003 and up to 0.0078. Is at 6.7. I will tell y'all, just for full clarity, like I said, I have actually, this is a Solana based token. I have actually taken my IoT twice and maybe more than that and purchased some of this outright. So, I got a couple of 100,000 of Entropy right now. Again, it's not worth a whole bunch of money, but I just wanted to start holding some because while you're mining, in the beginning of mining, you're ranked lower. So the lower you rank, the less Entropy you make. And as you wait your time, you get ranked higher. And as you get ranked higher, you make more. So I've only been mining it for 3 days now, but it's just another fun little thing to do. I'm not expecting Lambos. I'm not expecting everybody to follow me into it. It's not for the weak at heart. It's not to go into the Discord. I know some of y'all, look, I love all my subscribers. I love all my people that I help, but I have some people in Discord. I have to help them a lot, and I don't mind helping them. Don't take that the wrong way, but this Discord is not the one you want to go into and asking all kinds of questions about, cashing out and liquidity and all this stuff like that. This is a sit back and relax and hope that it helps you live more comfortably in the future. Because this channel is not about the Lambos and the private jets and the Ric Flairs, Rolexes, and all that stuff like that, style and profiling. It's about living comfortably. If this is one more project that's going to help me get there, it will. If it's going tomorrow, it's $15 out my pocket. $15 in Discord. I'll have a Discord link. I'll have a Amazon link on purchasing this part. If y'all want to take a chance, again, my plan is to tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know when I'm gonna get this video out the way how late it's getting right now, but Tuesday, Wednesday, my plan is to get a full Entropy video out. If I could just figure out how to explain this, some guys are telling me, look, this is simple to explain. But look, I've been hashing on this for how long now? Y'all know I'm presenting y'all the information. None of this is financial advice. I like how Becker, I keep talking about him, but just because he was hilarious in the opening of his video, the one that I shared y'all with y'all earlier. But he tells y'all, don't follow me into this. Y'all are going to lose money. Crypto is a Ponzi scam. Close this video out right now. If you continue on with this video, don't cry to me when you lose all your money. Hey, you can go buy stock in who knows what, and the same thing can happen. I'm not telling y'all what to buy, what to get into. I tell y'all what I'm doing, just so y'all know what's going on in my life. I don't know how else to say it. Moving on, CHIRP. Nothing really new on the mining front, but I will tell you, they are extremely active, probably more active than anybody I can recently remember. With the announcements, with the Discord, and some people like that. Some people want to be able to see that they are constantly being engaged and working. And when you go through their announcements of everything that's going on, they have a lot going on, a lot of behind the scenes. So even though while they still haven't gotten new miners in or selling miners or anything like that, they are constantly putting stuff out all the time. Some great information between their Discord and their Twitter. And they also have this current contest going on right now, which ends today, but that is actually through Entropy. We've talked about Entropy before, and this actually just ended, I want to say, an hour or two ago. So whenever they start this up again, I discussed this with people on one of my videos when they started this again, but apparently this is something they're going to be doing more often, where they do these contests where when you share their Twitter and tweets or whatever you want to call it, or you like them, you get points for that, and then you can get NFTs and CHIRP airdrops or be eligible for the contest. And I did participate in that. I think I got this embryo NFT will actually give you bonuses for drops and for tokens, 1.5%, 2% or something like that, or 2x. And there's also a CHIRP airdrop of 5,000 tokens or something like that. So that was the contest that just got finished, but they're very active. Do I wish I could see more? Y'all know, just to be fair, because I know some of y'all are saying, hey, I'm not this fair with everybody else, because when it comes to Silencio, you might have to hold y'all ears, because Silencio is the same thing. They like to talk about all this other stuff going on except what's going on with the project. But CHIRP has this Depin P2E game coming out. My normal grumpy self's gonna say, just to be fair, because I would say this for any other project, is what the hell does that have to do with the CHIRP network? They say it's supposed to all kind of tie in together. I'll have to wait and see. Hold out hope. But nothing really that new going on in the Discord with them right now. But hey, I'm not expecting big announcements every week, so we'll have to see. I still say I'm very high on CHIRP. As of right now, my gut feeling is that when the NFTs come out again, that you can buy an NFT for like $800 to get a CHIRP device. I am buying one, just to be fair, honest, and transparent with y'all. I am going to try to buy one. I'd like to have one additional CHIRP miner compared to with the one I have now, but that's about as much as I'm going to go on an 800 device. Hey, I could be kicking myself in the butt with a lot of money, missing out, or this could be like some other projects where the second version isn't as good as the first. CHIRP's supposed to be a way better version of Helium. Well, maybe that whole excitement's over with. I don't know. But we'll see. I just have very high hopes for CHIRP with the technology they're using. Wingbits. Unless y'all living underneath the rock, y'all know my feelings on Wingbits. I'm very 200,000, 3 million millennial behind them, behind them. They got a lot of stuff going on. I said it before, but for those who might be stumbled across this channel for new, the fact that they have teamed up with GEODNET is a huge step for me. A huge step in legitimizing themselves, because I feel GEODNET would not be teaming up with them if there was anything to be concerned with. So I have 2 or 3 Wingbit stations down since the storm, and it hurts. I've had a dump in some Wingbits, which should be good for some of y'all who live in the South, because some of my South stations have not been up to par. And then my station that's in Idaho that I do very well with, and I'm first place in several hexes, that went down also for a day or two. So some of y'all should have saw a nice little bump. The Godfather of the Gulf is slacking. Some things are out of his control. I wish it was like the movies where I could just snap in and get stuff fixed, but it doesn't work like that. So look, I know for a fact, talking to them guys, they have a lot going on. That goes to show you that just because you don't see a lot of things going on in announcements with these projects doesn't mean there's not a lot going on. So just so I can go over it again, Wingbits has raised $3.5 million in the seed round. So that is a good thing. Also, if you have a Wingbits station, you need to go check your stations page. It used to be called the antennas page. You have to see if it shows granted or ordered for your GPS dongle. Read this. If it shows none, this is an online station you wish to have participate in the project and is not a test station, you'll need to order a GeoSigner before we no longer have any available to pre-order. To do this, open a ticket and tickets with your station name and that you need to order a GeoSigner. They are $50. Again, this is only if it shows as none under the GeoSigner. We have approximately 57 GeoSigners left out of the possible 2,000 that will be allowed on the network for build your own devices. Once these are sold, we will only allow approved devices to join the network, which is the WB200, the WB300 from iFix. Now, since they brought it up, at Token 2024, the show in Singapore last week, there were some flyers that were released of the WP200 or the WB300 from Wingbits / GEODNET / HIFix, because that's what was on the bottom. I'm not going to share it because from what I understand, that this is not officially from anybody. This is just what I was kind of told through my sources in the bushes, is that it was not really 100% ready to be released. There are a few little tweaks that are going to happen to it. So because of that, I'm not sharing it until I get a version from the Wingbits gentleman, either one of them or any of them, there's more than two, that says, hey, Grumpy, you can share this. When I get that okay, and I get an official pamphlet or something to show y'all, I can't wait, to be honest with you, because I really want to share the other one, but out of respect for them, I'm not going to do it. But I like it. I like the device. I like the way it looks. I like how sturdy it looks. It looks a little more rugged than what the WeatherXm is I was talking about earlier. Got some good connectors on the back of it. It ain't a little flimsy connect. It looks like it's going to be a rock solid device. And I want to get my hands on a device. I want to get my hands on a pamphlet, show it off, so that y'all can see it. And y'all know that there's going to be a specific video strictly on that, because when anything big with Wingbits happens, I do a video strictly on that. It is going to be that kind of video. All right, so not going to hit too much on Wingbits. I do enough for them as it is. So moving on now, let's go move on to the next big exciting news, and that's Soarchain. Soarchain is another project that I've been with for a long time now. I have a discount code if y'all interested. This is the time to get in this. Not financial advice, but we talk about getting these projects early before mainnets. You still have time if you want to get involved in this project before it goes to mainnet and gets even more popular. I am staking my tokens. I have, well, that number's not updated. Hold on. All right, I updated it. I knew I hit a new threshold. I was waiting to figure it all out when I was making my spreadsheet. But I'm now up to 20,200 TSOR tokens. I'm making about 55 tokens a day. So I'm making about staking. I'm making the same, if not a little bit more a day in staking than I am with the project. I think that's very, very good. If you do want to stake, if you're in Soarchain or you're just finding this for the first time, we like to support Dash Tech. When you go into staking and you can pick the names, you type Dash, D-A-S-H, and you will find his validator. He's a small-time shop. I prefer the little people. I try to help the little people. I don't want to stake with some of these bigger validators because it gives them more voting power if it works like Luna Classic and stuff. I'm trying to help the little guy. Dash and I talk a lot. He was actually who just PM'd me on Discord checking on me because we have another hurricane coming. We had one last week. Hey, it's hurricane season. We got another one in the Gulf right now. Supposed to go to Florida. God bless the people who are in Florida that might watch this channel. It's y'all's turn again. I had enough. But hopefully it's not going to be that bad and everybody gets through that okay. Either way, back to what we're talking about. So I support Dash Tech. I've made 839 tokens in Soarchain in the last week. It's a little bit low for what I normally get, but Soarchain has had some very big announcements, and let's go over them real quick. So one of the first announcements came out about 3 days ago. They're moving to Solana. Boy, that seems to be a reoccurring theme, huh? But yet you had people, you know me, I gotta stick it every now and then. Those people who attacked me when I was telling them, buy Solana when it was $8 and $10 and $12 and $20. And people made fun of me and attacked me on Facebook and in Helium Facebook accounts and Discords and everywhere else I was trying to tell people, y'all don't have to listen to me. Grumpy stacked up his Solana at $8, $10, $12, and $14, $16. That's now $140. And Grumpy's going to take profits as it goes up. When you find out Grumpy sold some Solana, don't get upset with me. Anyway, here it is. Now, I can't remember for sure if this was another project that was trying to get on peak. It seems like there have been a number of projects that were trying to get on peak, and Peak just couldn't get their act together. No disrespect to Peak. They're going to be a good project. You know, even maybe purchasing a little bit of token, not financial advice. Eventually they will get their stuff together. But this is another project. Pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure Soarchain had announced that they were going to do something with Peak in the beginning. And now here we are. And I also remember, if I'm not mistaken, it says mainnet launch somewhere between October 25th and November 8th. I could have sworn this was one that we said announced back in like July. They were coming in September. And I said, why in the hell would they announce something so far away? Was it that Peak wasn't ready, as I'm being told by certain people? Also, it says that the mainnet launch could be the 25th through the 8th November, but then the token generation event won't be till November 8th. So how could you have a mainnet launch before that? So to show you I don't know everything. I think this is going to be big. This is going to help Solana. This is going to, Solana, despite how people can feel, is battle tested. You know, the 2,000 new meme code tokens a day. All these bots living on it, doing all this bot work for meme tokens and stuff. It is what it is. Now, if you are in this project, please pay attention to this. Or go to the Discord, read this for yourself. If you are an iOS user, please make sure you write down your 24 words recovery phrase before the next iOS mobile app update. Make sure you have them somewhere. Listen, I've helped too many people out with this, and I can't help them. You have to write them down legibly. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't propose that anybody take pictures of their 24 word phrase or 12 word phrase and keep it on their phone or anything like that. But you also do what you got to do. You print it out. You make sure you delete it. You got people who argue don't even keep paper copies. Then where you supposed to keep them at? You know, if somebody breaks in my house, they got to get through a lot of guns and a lot of bullets to get into my safe. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Where else do you keep them at? I'm not going to tell you where I have all mine at. Half the time, they're not even in that safe. They're also not in my phone. They're also not in my person. They're not on my, you know, I have a USB drive for work that, you know, when I got to do radio programming and bring our programming from one computer to the other one, it ain't on here either. But anyway, you got to do it for this. Make sure you have your 24 words written down. Also, make sure you know what project it is. Because I had one gentleman who asked me, is there a certain way that those words should look or work for this project? Because he had I don't want to give away everything, but he had like a notebook with all these different 12-word, 24-word passwords, but he didn't say what project they were for. Y'all make sure y'all have this stuff down, because you're going to have an issue. They're telling you straight up. So you can't come here after and say, he didn't know about it. Go to your wallet settings. You get your 24 words. You have it. If you have multiple wallets and devices, do that for each of them. But they will be releasing an update for the mobile app that enables Bluetooth connectivity. After updating, you will have to re-import your wallet, and you won't be able to see your 24 keywords. It's only for iPhone users. Yes, we lucked out. You know, you have iPhones and you have fake iPhones. I'm not even going to start that battle. But hey, if it drums up a couple of comments, you know, for cheap views, I'm all for it. Please make sure y'all do this, all jokes aside, and get ready for it. But I still think this is going to be a big project, especially in the beginning, kind of like DIMO was. And if you are interested, I do have a discount code for the Soarchain devices in my description below. So I know some of y'all have taken advantage of that. I appreciate it, because whenever y'all do, it lets me know that, hey, somebody used your code, and they give me a high five. It gives you more of a discount than me getting anything, but it's still in testnet, and we say this is what the time is to get into some of these projects. Silencio, I'm up to 179,000. That's 3,700 since last week. I'm ranked 1233 in the Diamond League. You know, I kind of have to apologize a little bit. You know, us Gen Xers, we're not supposed to be getting triggered and stuff like that. But I got absolutely triggered by this guy Sam last week about Silencio, and I was very rude to Sam. I'm sick of seeing Sam on Silencio. So Silencio does have an update. They have new website. When TGE, when airdrop, when updates, we got it all covered. And they have this full write-up right here on it. When article fixed, when TGE, people who had issues. And then they also had this referral airdrop going on. So I'm reading through that article, try to give you all a kind of high-level review of it. And I'm probably going to do a whole video on it, I'll be honest with you. Not that I'm just trying to make y'all watch videos, but you know, they do announce that there's a total supply of 100 billion. Ouch. But it is what it is. They go down on how each tier is going to have so many different bonuses. The biggest thing is on the bottom, it says that TGE is the SLE token launch is planned for Q4 2024. Well, I hope so, because we're in Q4 2024 now. So, or we will be in whatever. My biggest fear of this is this part right here. We're launching right after Peak conducts their TGE, or 3 months after TGE. Peak, he keeps having these delays. Silencio is one of the last ones I know of that's still holding on hope for Peak. Hey, look, I don't know the inside scoop or you know, what the hell's going on with Peak, whatever like that. But everybody else is abandoning Peak. Now, don't nobody come on my comments saying not everybody, so and so is still. The ones that this channel follows, there were several of these projects that we discuss on here. Several of these projects were originally supposed to be on, I'm just clicking around, don't quote me on any of them. Several of these projects are supposed to be on Peak and have all abandoned them going to Solana. Silencio people are losing. It's been discussed in the Discord a lot. So I'm not just making this up. There's been a lot of people who are losing faith or getting upset that Silencio just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. It might be time to move on from Peak. Now, whether or not there's some kind of inside political scoop, as we say, or some reason why they don't want to leave Peak when everybody else did, I don't know that. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, as my normal negative self, if it's about 3 months after Peak's TGE, you won't see a Silencio token until 2025. Remember I said that on September 23rd's video. I'll see if I can remember that. Might put a sticky note on it. Because you're already right now starting October. So 3 months is the max range. If Peak keeps having these issues, I can't see him going TGE anytime soon. And possibly up to 3 months after that. So even if it's 2 months after that, you're at Christmas. Or because like I said, TGE for Peak's not right now. It's coming up. So even 2 months from 2 weeks from now is still middle of December, end of December. So I'm just rambling, but y'all know what I'm saying. Of all this stuff with Silencio, we just got finished talking about this with Peak, and now they go sit there and wait for Peak. Moving on, because I gotta get this wrapped up. It's getting late. Upside, say the same thing. I have 3 different rewards pending right now with Upside from over the weekend with my truck, my son's truck, and my wife's car. So I should have a lot more than $4. I'm thinking it's gonna be close to $12 by the time it's done. So it'll be another $12. Still making, you know, $2 a day when you want to average it out. But it all depends on how much gas or diesel you need. I'm like I said, I'm upset. I just don't know why more people are not trying this. The bonus code I had below starts you out with $10, and nobody's really used it. I think I got 7 or 8 people that have did it since I started talking about Upside months ago. And they're, you know, those people who are active on it are making money on it. If you need gas or you need diesel in your vehicle, there's no reason not to use Upside. I'm hoping it's just because Upside, I'm late to the Upside game and it has been out for a while, and I'm hoping that everybody's using it. Who doesn't need a little bit of money back on what the prices are of diesel these days? HIVEMAPPER honey, I did a big video on this last week. It got a lot of views, a lot of feedback in the comments on what are we supposed to be doing with HIVEMAPPER honey. You know, HIVEMAPPER is going up, and it's actually even going up since I updated my spreadsheet. It's up to 7 cents, 72 cents, 0.072 cents, however you want to say it, which is up 17% in a week, which is good when you know, balance that against Bitcoin. It was at 6 cents last week when we did our video. It's at 7 cents now. So, hey, that has improved it. Now, as far as the Discord goes, people are starting to lose it. A lot of people asking, or several, I don't say a lot, several are asking for refunds and stuff like that. I really don't see any kind of big updates from them at all. Product updates, nothing since August 8th. Community updates, nothing since September 12th. In the video, we discussed how much longer do you continue to wait for the B. I asked about people's rewards. Some people seem to be, it's very hit and miss. I have some people talk about the rewards they got over the last couple of months, and it wasn't really worthwhile at all. You're spending $400 something for a device. You still have this 4,000 bonus, which at today's price is $288 after you drive 1,200 miles. But hey, it's $288, which means that takes off, you know, you just got $140 left to hit ROI. But there's no talk at all. I directly emailed HIVEMAPPER. I talked about this in that video. I directly emailed HIVEMAPPER and asked them, told them who I was, told them I had a YouTube channel, that I personally ordered a B, just so that they didn't think I was being shady or anything like that. And I distinctly asked them, what's going on with these orders with Bs? They're supposed to arrive in Q3. The website still says Q3. Their response to me was, you're looking at the end of the year, if we're lucky. You know, not that I want to nitpick or anything. You have one guy right here saying how he did 466 miles and was paid 25 honey tokens, like $1 something, I think. I don't know. I guess if you're making $1 a day, a little more than $1 a day, any crypto project right now, it's a good thing compared to what some of these other ones are making. And we talked earlier about DIMO's 32 cents a day, Helium's 41 cents a day, NATIX is 84 cents a day. So $1 is actually putting it up in the top 2 or 3 of my crypto list. I say this again like a broken record. I'm sorry. I have no idea what I want to do with this project. I really don't. I keep saying I want to return it. I want to be involved in it. I just know at this point right now, it's my own fault if I don't cancel, because I know y'all going to hear me complain constantly about the ROI on this. When I eventually get this thing for Christmas, as a Christmas present, possibly, people are worried about the downloads and what cellular networks it's going to use, or if you do Wi-Fi, then you have to sit there and let it download with the Wi-Fi. I think it's going to be a pain in the butt. I don't know, but it is what it is. BitHarvest. Look, I have to admit, Y'all know I'm 100% behind them guys. Haven't really gotten any updates, but I saw an X post earlier from BitHarvest showing these new projects that they got going on. So maybe it's time I do have to get up to date on what's going on with BitHarvest, what new projects they got going on, and see what's going on with that. I do own a buttload of BitHarveststudio tokens. I think it's somewhere around 200,000, 200 plus thousand bhst tokens. Price has gone up steadily. I know they were supposed to be doing some more mechanisms to be able to buy, mine it, and stuff like that. I'm hoping it gets back up to the penny like it was before. I'll be sitting pretty well with 200,000 plus bhst tokens, because at one point that's where it was. So hopefully that price can go up some. Again, I apologize because I am 100% behind these guys. Life's just been busy. I haven't been able to keep up with. I guess part of it is I don't have any new devices to put out. So if I had new devices to put out, I'd be seeing what BitHarvest has going on, because I'd be putting BitHarvest on it. I go back to grass. We're gonna talk about grass in a little bit. But for how hesitant I am about the grass project, that I got a lot of people who were not happy with that. But I'm honest with y'all. But the one thing I am very comfortable with is running BitHarvest with grass together, because with grass, I don't like that on my computer. I've told y'all, I worry about the sensitivity of certain things. But with grass, with BitHarvest, I'm not paying bills on it. I'm not doing credit card transactions over a BitHarvest device. It's over there in the corner running by its own, and I'll run grass on that all day. Fry. I cover Fry. I'm not in Fry. People have asked me to keep covering it. Fry's got some big news that we didn't think was going to come anytime soon. Some people were worried about it, but I'll give it to them. They have finally allowed verification. So starting last over the weekend, they talked about that the verification button showed up. They also had an AMA telling everybody you can go listen to the AMA. So that might be a place to catch up on all this stuff. But verification's not open to the public yet. That was yesterday at 3:30 in the morning. They were just working on a couple different things. And then yesterday at 6:55, so that was Sunday at 6:55, they discussed that verification is live. Head over to Register Fraud Networks to register and verify your devices. They will be downloading a guide soon. They also had a mini guide right here. I don't know why anybody would not verify their miners. If, again, I'm not in this project. At one time, you might have had to stake a certain amount or do something, but I don't know why, especially when they keep talking about how much more rewards you should be getting if you do verify. But now they found some bugs in it. How to register, and it goes through how to verify your devices. So this is on the Discord if y'all want to go find it. So I know that there has been some positive action with their token price. So over the last 7 days, you can see there was a 32% increase. It was at 0.0065 at the last video we did. It was actually at 0.0012 at 8 to 0. Congratulations to them. I mean, it had a gigantic bump yesterday when this verification was announced. Gigantic bump. 0.007 all the way up to 0.0012. That is outstanding. And then it has slowly kind of come down since then, back to 0.0085, but it's still a positive thing for that, for that price action. Again, I'm not in it. I'm contemplating getting into it because you can easily add it to a BitHarvest device and mine Fry over that with maybe a satellite miner or something like that, but I have not messed with it. All right, so grass. I discussed grass the other day in my live, and some people called me a hack. Some people said I need to put my aluminum foil hat on, and I told them I'm out of aluminum foil because they got so many conspiracy theories going on around these days. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I call things as I see it. And I've always said this video is about my personal feelings, my personal thoughts, and just what I see. And when I said that grass still worries me, I got it from some people. Even in the Discord that wasn't even about grass, somebody brought me up and was making comments about how I'm a dumb hack and stuff like whatever. And look, it's still not doxed yet. It still doesn't have a full tokenomics out. All it said was that we have this many tokens. Not even the full tokenomics yet. Yes, they got through recently some type of funding. They had an AMA or whatever it was, a seminar, and shows you how to get to it. And then it says they have closed a Series A round led by Hack VC with participation. So when you click on the Twitter, that's all it says. Like, did you raise $5? Did you shake a can on the corner? Did you raise $100 million? It says it was powered by 2 million user nodes. Grass is scraping by only 2 companies. Whatever. It doesn't say what. Doesn't say anything. I believe this is a legitimate, or this is trying to be a legitimate project. How about that? So I'll change my tune a little bit. That I do have a little more faith in it, because there are a lot of people who are in this project. A lot of people that I trust, that I don't believe would be anywhere around this project, sniffing this project, if it was anything not trustworthy. But here we are. How long has this project been out? You still don't have anything about mainnet. You have people who still don't understand that if they have, 3 million grass in their dashboard, that does not mean that it's grass tokens, that there's going to be like an exchange rate or something like that. I don't know. Again, full transparency, I'm still running grass. And that's what I told these people in my live. I'm still running grass. I have, I think, 6 BitHarvest devices right now. They're all running grass. And hey, if it works out, we work out together. If it doesn't work out, I didn't lose anything, because grass does not cost anything to get into. I'm going to say it again, just so I can sleep better at night. Don't run grass on a computer that you do sensitive stuff on, that you pay bills on, that you log into your checking accounts on, that you log into Facebook and all these other stuff. If you have a spare broken computer that you can plug in the corner and just let it run, then yeah, download the new grass node that gives you better rewards. Run it on that in the corner, and then don't mess with it. Make sure every now and then it's online. If you want to run on everything, you run on everything, but that's on you. SkyX, I promise, I just need time. I really want to get involved in this project, especially I got a little bit extra money from this overtime I keep talking about. I want to get involved in it. It's coming. I just need time. So, all right, with that, I gotta go edit this video. It's already past 7 o'clock, and the things I do for y'all. I hope y'all got a little bit out this video. I know I'm very hit and miss on some things. Some things I get a little more detail about. Some things I don't. When I can spend an hour doing this video and feel like I didn't help y'all out with anything, because I talk about so much stuff and then I skip around some things. Right now, it just seems like in you reach these announcements, some projects don't really have nothing going on. Some have a lot of things going on. So I think we're ramping up for a bull market. I think Depin, if you listen to people on YouTube who aren't really into Depin projects, they're not into these projects, but they know crypto as a whole, and they're telling people Depin is going to be this bull market's big catchword, if that's what I want to call it. The hot topic. Where the last bull market, you saw a lot of meta stuff. Everything was meta. This one should be Depin. You have some who's saying Depin might be a little too early for Depin. I disagree. Helium and some of these have been around for a while now. So we'll see. Hopefully we get through all this together. Again, I'm kind of like throwing a whole bunch of stuff against the wall with all these different projects, hoping one or two of them does well. I think if you're in these projects like I am, and you get into all these projects like I am, I think we're set up very well. Yes, there will be some other projects that we didn't discuss, that we didn't get into. There always is. You can't cover however many crypto projects there are now. There will be coins that we didn't buy that are going to 1000x. And no matter if you listen to all the YouTube people and you buy all the tokens they talk about, there still will be some tokens in between that we miss out on. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Years ago, it wasn't like that. Years ago, you had your main couple of tokens. I can remember getting into crypto in 2015, 2016, 2017, somewhere around that. My brain is foggy. But you had basically 3 tokens: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And that was it. And you kind of picked from there, you know, at least that's what was on Coinbase as it kind of came on. And I remember people talking about Litecoin was supposed to pass up Ethereum, and Litecoin was considered the number 2 token. Things change. Things can change. So we'll see. We'll get through it together. I probably will be doing, unless there's something planned that I don't know about. My wife planned something for me, I don't know. But the Thursday live I did was very popular. Again, I can't get over how active it was. I was only trying to do an hour's worth, really trying to keep it under an hour. I started at 5 p.m. Central Time. At 5:45, I was like, all right, guys, well, thank y'all for joining. And then people just kept asking questions. Next thing you know, it was like another hour later. And then eventually I'm like, all right, guys, appreciate it. It was fun. And look, I'm hoping when I get this computer built, I can start doing more lives in the evenings at a better time that y'all tell me y'all want to do it. And then I can sit there and keep chatting because I'm at home, you know, and I can keep chatting with y'all and answering some questions. And I enjoyed even like asking y'all questions, because I don't know everything. I can't tell people that. I don't know everything. I'm always learning. We're always learning. Anybody who doesn't believe that, your head's in the sand. I don't mind bouncing stuff off y'all. There are people in there who are very, you know, familiar with Entropy, and I can ask them questions and they can answer for everybody else to see it. Because while there might only be, you know, I think one time I might have had a high of 13 or 14 people watching live, which is always a little disheartening. Still one of my best lives I've had yet. There's also been 100+ people, I think, that have watched that live since then. So while we might not be answering questions for people watching live, there are people who are watching after. So as of right now, we will do another live. Depending on what I plan, might be tweaked a little bit, but I'll try to at least post it on Twitter. Make sure you're joining my Twitter, because I make the announcements there. Make sure you press the little bell. Make sure you press the little bell for these notifications for this channel, so that you know when those things are going on. So thank y'all very much for watching. Hopefully I don't have to deal with no hurricanes this week, and we can keep on rolling. Hopefully, so I got to get a video done on Entropy for y'all. I got to get a video done on y'all for the Silencio updates, and we'll see what comes in between there. I know I have another one for something else that I wrote down on one of these 10,000 sticky notes on my desk. We'll see. So thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next video.